Hello friends, welcome in today's lecture. Today we will see what is the statement interface. A statement object is used for executing a static SQL statement and obtaining the result produced by the SQL query. The statement interface cannot accept any parameter. So once a connection is obtained, we can interact with the database using the instance of the statement interface. So the instance of the statement variable or object of the statement variable is used to interact with the database. The object of the statement interface is used for firing a static SQL queries and returning the result of the SQL queries. So first see creation of the statement object. How to create the statement object? The statement object can be created by using the method createStatement method. So the createStatement method is used to create a statement object. And using the statement object, we can fire the SQL queries and return the result, whatever result produced by that query. See the syntax of the creation of the statement object. In the try block, class.forName sun.jdbc.odbc.jdbc driver. This statement is used to load the JDBC ODBC driver into the program. Then next is con is equal to driver manager dot get connection JDBC colon ODBC colon my database comma double quote blank comma double quote means blank. So con is nothing but the object of the connection, and get connection method is used to connect the database to the program. Then statement stat is equal to con dot create statement. This statement object stat is used to create the statement object. Then in the catch block SQL exception EX. The catch block is used when any type of SQL exception occur, that time that exception is thrown in the catch block. So this is the creation of the statement object. So create statement method is mainly used to create the object of the statement object. Now next, after creating the statement object, one of the following three method can be invoked. Means after creating the statement object, you can use any type of query, SQL query, to execute the program. So first method is execute, second method is execute update, and third method is execute query. See all three methods one by one. First execute. The execute method. This method returns the true if the result set object can be retrieved. Otherwise it returns the false value. And use of this method is to execute the SQL DDL statement. The general syntax of the execute method is bool execute string SQL. So execute method returns the true or false value. It returns the true if the result set object is retrieved, and if it is not retrieved, then it returns the false value. And the syntax is execute string SQL query. Second method is execute update. This method returns the number of rows affected by the execution of the SQL statement. So execute update. This method is used to execute the SQL statement using the insert, update or delete statement. So if you want to insert any record into the database or update any data into the database or delete the record in the database, that time the execute update method is used. So this method is used to execute the SQL statements. And the general syntax is int execute update string SQL. Then third method is execute query. It returns the result set object. and this method is used when you expect to get the result set. Normally this method is used with the select statement, and the general syntax is result set execute query string SQL. So execute query returns the result set object, and then this execute query is normally used in the select SQL queries. Then after creating the statement object, next step is closing the statement object, and in that close method is used to close the statement object, and syntax is statement object dot close. So the statement object is mostly used for the executing a static SQL statement and obtaining the result produced by the SQL query, and this interface is cannot be accept any parameter. And in the statement interface there are two steps. First step is creation of statement object, and second is closing of statement object. In the creation of statement object, we use the three methods, that is execute method, execute update method, and execute query method. And in the closing statement object method, simply close the statement object using the statement object dot close method. So this is all about the statement interface. Next, see the types of statement. There are total two types of the statements. First, prepared statement, and second, callable statement. See first one, what is the prepared statement interface? The java.sql.prepare statement interface object represents a precompiled SQL statement, and this interface is used to efficiently execute SQL statement multiple times. That is, when we want to insert a record in a table by putting the different value at a runtime. This statement is derived from a statement class. So the prepared statement interface is mostly used to execute the SQL statement multiple times, and that if you want to insert any record in the table by putting the different values at a runtime. The prepare statement interface can be created by calling the prepare statement method. So in the prepare statement method is used, and this method is available in the java.sql.connection interface. The prepare statement method take a SQL statement in a format of prepare statement in bracket SQL query, that is insert into student values. We can pass the values. Student is the database, and in the prepare statement we can pass the SQL query. The question mark represent the column index number in the table. If the table student has roll number and name column, then first refer to the roll number and second question mark refers to the name. So in the syntax, the question mark represent the column index number, and suppose student is the database table, and in student there are two column, roll number and name. Then first question mark refers to the roll number and second question mark refers to the name. After that, we need to set the value of the each question mark by using this setter method from prepare statement interface as follow. Means here we pass the question mark and filling that question mark by using the method setter. So set XXX column index comma value. So this method is used as a setter method from a prepare statement interface. See, some various setter methods are SQL data types and methods used. Character varchar, varchar2, the method is setString. Int number, the method is setInt. Float number, the method is used setFloat. Double float, the method is used setDouble. long int data type method is used set long. Int short data type is there, then use the set short method. Time data type uses the set time method, and date time date data type use the set date method. So this is the some various methods of the setter methods. Next type of a statement is callable statement interface. The callable statement is used when we want to access the database stored procedures. The stored procedure means is basically a block of code which is identified by the unique name. Let us first understood how to create a procedure. Means in the callable statement is used to access the database stored procedures. Means if you want to access the procedure, that time the callable statement is used. So first see the how to create a procedure. Creating a procedure, first the procedure can be created using the following syntax. Delimiter, create procedure, procedure name, parameter list. Begin SQL statement to be executed and end. So the create procedure, procedure name, parameter list, begin and SQL statement to be executed. Means whatever we want to statement, SQL statement is executed is written in the after begin statement. Calling procedure. When calling is stored a procedure, the callable statement object is used. Means at the time of calling the stored procedure, the callable statement is used. And the parameter is the in parameter, means a parameter whose value is unknown when the SQL statement is created, and then the value can be associated with the in parameter with the setter set XXX method. Next parameter is out parameter. A parameter whose value is supplied by the SQL statement, it returns. Means this value are obtained in a out parameter with the set XXX method. And next parameter is in out. A parameter that supplies input as well as accepts output parameters requires a call to appropriate set XXX method. So you can create an instance of callable statement by calling the prepare call method on a connection object. Here one example is there. Callable statement is equal to connection dot prepare call my procedure. So this callable statement interface use the prepare call method to create an instance of a callable statement by calling a procedure call method on a connection object. Now see one example. Write a program using JDBC that illustrates how to create a table in the database. See the table creation program. First import the package, import java.sql.star, public class table creation. In public static void main string args, create an object of connection, connection con is equal to null. In the try block, use the for name to load the JDBC ODBC driver, class.forName sun.jdbc.odbc.jdbc ODBC driver. Then use the get connection method to connect with the database. Con is equal to driver manager dot get connection JDBC ODBC. Sample is our database name. We already create that database in the previous program, that is connect with the database. Then print the statement connection successful. if you connect the program with the database, it is successfully, then print the statement connection.successful. After that, create the object of the statement. Statement S is equal to con.create statement. Con is nothing but the object of the connection. Then int result is equal to s.execute update. Here we use the method execute update to perform a query, SQL query, or execute the SQL query. The execute update returns the integer value. That's why here taken variable int result is equal to s.execute update, and the SQL query is create table my table employee ID number comma employee name varchar 20 and employee address varchar 30. Here table name is sample. Create table sample employee ID number, employee ID having data type number, employee name having data type varchar 20 and employee address having data type varchar 30. Then after executing the statement, print the statement system.out.println table created. Then close the statement s.close and close the connection con.close. After that, complete the try block, and in the catch block, catch class not found exception E system.error.println exception plus get message, and same catch SQL exception E system.error.println exception plus get message. So this program indicate that create the table, and table name is sample. So save the code table creation.java. Open the command prompt. First compile the code java c program name table creation.java. It is successfully compiled. Then run the code java program name table creation. See here, this is the output of our program. Connection is successful and table created. So this program shows the table creation, and the table name is sample. So in the database, sample database, one table is created, that is sample, having three parameter or 3 column, employee ID, employee name and employee address. And then this query is successfully executed using the execute update method, and then print the statement table created. So this statement indicate that the sample table is created in the sample database. Let us see, we check that. I am creating the sample database in the E drive. See here, sample database, and in that database the sample table is created, and double click on that sample table. See here, in the create table we have passed 3 column name, that is employee ID, employee name and employee address. So this is our table creation program. And when the table is created, print the statement table created. So this is the sample program of the table creation, and in that we use the statement objector, and using the statement objector we execute the SQL query, and for that execute update method is used, and execute update method returns the result or value in integer format. So we first create the integer variable, and that assign the execute update query in the integer variable. So this is the all about working of the statement object. Means this program shows the how to create a statement object, also how to execute a query, SQL query, and how to close the statement object. And after that, here we use the create table SQL query, and using that the table is created.